On Upshot, you have unlimited users. This allows you to add or deactivate users at any time, depending on changes within your internal team. Users in Upshot language is someone that can actually log in and access your account. So add registers, make changes, run reports, etc. That is a user in Upshot terms. Each user will have their own username and then they can set their own password. Crucially, users can be given different roles on the system. I'll just quickly talk you through these different roles. It's also important to note that even with the roles, it's important to give users access to the relevant projects they work on, and obviously don't give them access to the projects they don't need. There are clear descriptions of this on the setup sheet, but just to give you more of an idea, a system admin is generally recommended that organizations only have 1 or 2 users with this role. This is someone that has access to the full range of options under the admin tab, which is usually areas where you'd make more sort of back-end changes, maybe changes to your registration form, adding other users, maybe making changes to the types of timeline events you have or the data display options. So much more kind of a management role, much more of a control role for your account. So generally only 1 or 2 users need this role. As well, obviously users can hold multiple roles here. A project director is quite a different role, usually someone that's external to your organization. Someone that has a project director role would probably have this role just on its own. What this means, as it says below, they can view all projects for reporting purposes, so they can run things like a statistics report, but cannot access attendees' details. So like I say, this might be someone external to your organization, or it might be someone like a trustee that maybe just has to log in from time to time and just wants to run a report. The 2 most common roles on the system, the project manager and session registrar role, and the vast majority of users have both of these roles. A project manager is someone that within a project can add activities, but crucially can add sessions. So they can say when, for instance, my darts classes took place. Often users find that they also then need the session registrar role because this allows me to actually take my register. So submit my register that's been added. This is why users have both of these roles. Sometimes users only have the session registrar role, and you might find this helpful if you have coaches that you only need to come in and access the system and take registers. Bear in mind though that someone else will have had to have added these sessions for them, which is again, like I say, why most users have both of these roles. From time to time, organizations have users that they'd also like to have an attendee profile for on the system. What this means is that they can then add them to registers. So maybe some of your users attend sessions in your other projects or other areas of your account. Or potentially if they want to put them on the register to record coaches in that way as well. So you can give them the attendee role and it creates an attendee profile for them. Team manager is something very specific to our club projects. So if you're not running a club project, there's no need to worry about this one. What this really means in essence is that in a club project, you have the option to set up various teams and you can actually define who the team manager is, meaning that you might have a team manager for your under 11s teams and he or she only has access to that, whereas you might have a different under 10s manager and they just need to be a team manager for that specific team. As I say, you give users the relevant roles, but it's important to say which projects they're involved with. And as you can see, actually, I can give people access, dependent on their role, to the different projects. So what I could say, for example, is that this individual is maybe a project manager on one project, but only a session registrar on another, depending on their level of involvement within a project.